Hello guys, we're back again another week. We're handheld this week because my brother didn't want to attach to the stand. I think we're gonna talk about a few things that we've done recently, and
why don't you cue the intro instead of explaining what we're gonna talk about?
Well, if you've seen the vlogs, you pretty much already know. But let's get right. Well, cue the intro. Hello guys, T.L.B.P Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we're back at it again with another not vlog, but as I've said, we have vlogs, and if you go to the description, you can find our YouTube. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google, wherever you are, just know we're on YouTube. You can watch us, have fun with us, see our React Mondays, see the vlogs and everything else.
What's great is the fact that we have so much content now.
Yeah.
We're pumping out so much content. It's absurd. I think we've gone to the point now where if you're not watching us and if you're one of our friends,
yes,
and you're like, why haven't they popped off yet? Share my content.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you shared it? That's really honestly
that's really honestly what it is.
Why haven't you guys truly popped off? Well, have you shared us? Have you? I don't know if you have.
I mean, not that I'm calling out my friends or anything. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there.
Yeah.
All good vibes. Either way, you don't have to if you don't feel like it.
Anyways.
What was I going to say?
We're going to talk about what we did 2 weeks ago.
Right. I mean, for the vlog, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And for our lives, it was actually longer ago. Because it was the week before, but okay, whatever. Anyway.
We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the logistics of when we vlog things and how it works. All right, so... last 2 weeks ago, we were in Niagara Falls.
No.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
According to the vlog,
we were in Niagara Falls, and
we were hanging out.
We realized we hadn't talked about Niagara Falls.
Right, on the podcast.
Because there are things that, believe it or not, don't show up in the vlog. Yeah. Mainly because, family comes with us, and,
we try to not show them as much and all that other stuff.
So
we have, of course, we also have have we mentioned this? We have our cousin a cousin of ours from Mexico who's been visiting us.
Yep, we do.
For the past, I want to say 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yes.
She's been visiting us, so we've been kind of being tour guides, taking her places. It's also why the vlog suddenly picked up immensely. Yeah. And it has gotten kind of crazy. The next vlog will be a mess. I'm telling you now, it will be a mess. It'll be maybe 3 different things if things go the way I think they're going. Yeah. The next vlog, because I didn't film enough content, so the next vlog will be 3 different things, and it'll probably be a little bit of a longer vlog, but it'll probably be 3 or 4 minutes longer. That's about it. But
we'll find out.
We'll see. But yeah, I've been having fun with that actually, just walking around filming everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I live with the camera attached to me now. Also, because our cousin's with us. Yeah. Wherever we go, I take the camera with me just to take photos and videos, and I have footage of when we're filming. So in the vlog, there's a clip of us on a. Sorry, my earphones are falling off. We have a clip of us, on the is it the Maid of the Mist? I think it's called the boat.
I don't remember what it's called.
I think it's called the Maid of the Mist. Anyway, so we're on this boat, and it's a boat that takes you right up to the falls, and you guys got to see that footage. Yeah. But mind you, simultaneously at the same time, while I'm filming that for the vlog, I was also filming my cousin experiencing it for the first time. So that's why some of the chops are a little awkward, because I'll be panning to Victor making a joke, then I gotta pan to her to catch content for her, so she can show family back home. It's honestly kind of funny, but watching the whole clips, all the clips together, it's really funny because, mind you, she only speaks Spanish, so we're jumping back and forth between languages in the same clip. Yeah, so I had to cut a bunch of that stuff out, but obviously, you can't see all that in the vlog, and I can't really show some of that because,
well, yeah,
that's more of our personal side of life. But I think it's also, I don't know, I enjoyed that trip a lot.
Yeah, I did too.
When we didn't really film up top, in the tower, because there's so many people there. Yeah. But we did get 2 perspectives of the fireworks, one down below and one in the tower. Yeah. that was some movie magic there.
It really was. Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it wasn't. It was just 2 different days that we happened to be like in the tower, and then one day we happened to be on the ground.
It was the same day, actually.
No, it was 2 different days.
Was it?
Yeah. The first day we were there, we saw them on the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the second day we were in the tower. Yeah. That's what happened. That's a true story.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how we managed it. We got a drone up there.
No, I know exactly. I was the one who filmed in the tower.
I know.
And I was the one who filmed on the ground.
I know. You were the one filming it. Like, it's just there's also in the vlog, I think I can't remember, someone was telling me how it's funny that we mentioned the intersection we're on.
Oh yeah.
There's an intersection in the vlog. If you watch the vlog, you'll understand what we're talking about. There's an intersection, and I say we're on the corner of, and someone like sent me a text. They're like, "Yo, that intersection though, I've been there," and I'm like, "That's great.
Good for you."
I'm like, "Why are you like?" They're like, "Was that your first time?" And then we got into like a whole conversation about how we've gone like 5 times now.
I think so. Yeah.
5 or 6 times now. I think
5 or 6 times. Yeah.
It's been a while, but like before COVID, we would go like every other year. Niagara Falls is just one of those like tourist attraction areas, and just standing next to it, you cannot describe it. Like, there's no footage, there's no nothing that can describe the feeling of water just crashing down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's an incredible feeling.
It's something you have to. It's something you can't really describe because you're seeing a large body of water with massive force move.
Right.
And like, yes, I can explain it, but there's a feeling you get from actually seeing it that you can't have just by verbally explaining it.
Right. Yeah, you have to physically be there to understand. It's like what we were actually on the boat. We were saying how in the vlog as well. When we're on the boat, we're saying you have no idea how much water it is until you're there.
Oh yeah.
Like, because when we're on that boat, like, you're not even getting that close.
Yeah.
And it's showered in water.
You can see the cloud of mist over the falls.
Like, all the time.
All the time. Because obviously it's a waterfall.
Yeah. Well, in the summertime, I find it's bigger because of the heat.
Oh yeah.
But in the fall, it's there's not as much water. Like, as much of a cloud. Like, you can see it better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's incredible. What else? And then this week's vlog. What was this week's vlog? Oh, the Nature Museum.
Yeah, the Nature Museum.
That was okay. So for those who don't know, we walked through the entire Nature Museum in like, I want to say 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
We from like all 4 floors, we ran through it. Like, that's why. And there's a part at the end of the vlog where I'm like, we crash coursed that because it was crazy.
Yeah, we literally did. We crash coursed.
We were pressed for time, so we were just going through it as fast as physically possible.
Oh yeah.
But it was nice. I think we highlighted all the good parts of the museum.
Yeah, we're probably still gonna go to a few more.
Yeah, we'll probably hit up a few more museums.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes open for that. We're probably gonna post. We're gonna start posting some stuff on our Instagrams because we haven't been posting.
Yeah.
We have clips and videos and just a bunch of stuff that needs to go up. I have so many photos of stuff that I never posted, and yeah, all of that. Also, this week's vlog. Should we talk about that now, or should we wait till next week?
Next week.
We already filmed the next week's vlog.
We'll talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that next week. But yeah. It's been exciting. I think going through our own city has been like kind of fun. I mean, we haven't done like some of the main things in our city because obviously we have lives and stuff. But it has been interesting to be a tour guide in my own city from time to time.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was explaining how. Okay, well, so where the Nature Museum is, that used to be the area where I used to do my placement when I was in college.
Yeah.
So that was like my area. That was like my hood.
Yeah.
I used to spend every day in that area, and I was like explaining how there were days where I wasn't feeling like eating lunch with the people, so I'd go outside, and like outside the Nature Museum, there's like all these benches.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and eat my lunch there, and then my cousin goes, "This is where I used to eat lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, like that bench right there."
Yeah.
Like, that was my bench.
It's such a nice place to eat lunch.
Yeah, she was like, "Dang, like that's great. The luxury." I'm like, I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but
it's public spacing. With the bench.
Well, yeah, but it was more or less one of those like full circle type things for her because she's like, "Wow, this used to be his area where he used to like basically work, and now he's like showing me this stuff." Like, it's just and for me too, It feels like a lifetime ago now when I talk about those sorts of things. Cause,
I wouldn't say a lifetime ago, but
it was like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, but it's obviously like incredible to have those kinds of memories, mainly because for me anyway, as I grow, like when I look back at it, there are some things that I've done that I'm like, man, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I look back at like actually if I go really far back, like grade 7 and 8, like 10 years ago, that stuff messes me up, man. That's like actually no, it's like 12 years ago. Yeah. Because I look back, I'm like, man, I was such a kid. Yeah. I had no idea what the world was like.
I mean, well, you had an idea.
I mean, I did, but like it was more like I had an idea and I understood it. Yeah. But it's more like I was navigating being a teenager. Yeah. Trying not to acknowledge adulthood. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because I already knew what adulthood was. I just didn't want to acknowledge it. Yeah. I wanted to be like everybody else, not acknowledging it either. Yeah. I know. not acknowledging it either. If you're wondering why I'm messing up, it's been a day for me.
Yeah, it has been a day for you. But yeah, so that's Adrian and work and nature and waterfalls and high.
And high. I like how you did a quick summary. In case you're just catching it now, you're jumping in.
In case you're just tuning in and you just walked into the room, welcome. This is the Two Latin Brothers podcast, where me and Adrian talk about our day-to-day lives as Latinos in Canada. Well, we also talk about world scenarios, right? So,
all right, bro. So,
I got a world scenario for you.
Oh yeah?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
You were like, oh yeah. You sounded so like.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Actually, you know what? If you want, we can talk about that dream I've had.
Oh yeah.
We should talk about that in the next. Like, we're gonna take a quick intermission. Yeah. And then we'll talk about that. Yeah, it'll be. It's an interesting dream, and my brother's waiting for me to tap back into it, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah. I can't lose a dream.
We'll be right back.
Hey guys, sorry I'm interrupting this video. I'm here to tell you to follow both our Instagrams and the podcast Instagram. Bro, what do you think about that?
Yeah, man, I approve this message.
And we're back.
We are back. And Adrian was going to tell us about a dream he had not so long ago.
Yeah, well, Victor...
Of a world scenario.
Victor wanted me to, like, write this down or something. He's like, this would be a great story.
It'd be a great book.
So, we have I don't know why this came about. I'm not... Yeah. I should probably preface. I'm not much of a dreamer. I just kind of black out and wake up. Yeah. I also can't lucid dream. I've tried before, but I can't do that. My brain can't. Just it doesn't accept it. Because I don't acknowledge that I'm dreaming, or I don't understand that I'm like I feel like I'm living the moments as it's happening. Yeah. But I think
everyone dreams. It's just depending on how close to REM sleep that you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how my sleep.
How close to dream period you wake up is whether or not you remember your dream.
Right. Okay. So this is obviously a dream. In case you're tapping in right now and you're like, "Whoa, that's crazy! When did that happen? I don't remember that happening."
If you do believe that, then I can't help you.
Really messed up. All right. So okay. So let me preface. So the dream starts off where we're like hanging out at the dinner table. Yeah. No, we're not hanging out. We're not at the dinner table. We're like watching TV. Yes. Watching live TV. Yes. Which is odd for us because we usually just binge everything. Oh, yeah. So we're watching cable, and then an alert comes on that we all need to like hunker down, pack, like settle down. Yeah. Like haul in for the long ride. And then obviously, panic ensues. People start Googling. We pull out our phones. Everyone's like,
what's going on?
What's going on? And then there's reports of obviously, and I've not seen the show Walking Dead, so you probably already know where this is going. It's a zombie apocalypse dream.
It's a zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse. I don't know how this happened. You know what's funny is like the night before, I think we had watched like a Disney movie.
Yeah, so it was nothing related to zombies.
Nothing, like just so out of left field. And that's how all my dreams are. They're so out of left field because I don't really dream and I don't know what my subconscious is trying to tell me. Yeah. Anyway, so the panic ensues. There's like the first night. Obviously my father's like, yo, we need to stick together. We need to stay like a cohesive
and everybody's unit. Like going to the bunker.
Right, yeah. And so we're like, we need to be safe. We need to take care. And meanwhile, all of this is happening. Me and you are like staring at each other like we're like, what are we doing? Why are we still here? We should have left already. But we're not. Yeah. This is bad because obviously we live in a big city. So we're like, if it gets here, we're all doomed essentially.
We're all doomed because people are everywhere.
Because there's people everywhere. So it's just not safe. So riots ensue and people start breaking into like grocery stores.
Basically like a purge scenario.
Well, I'm not even. This is my dream, not your dream.
Well, I know, but That's basically what you're trying to describe.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, so basically, yeah. I guess
also you told me the dream already, pretty detailed.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So basically, purge ensues, and it's like just crazy stuff, right? So, we are we we partake because we got to get supplies. This is life.
No one's selling stuff, so mine is
right. It's one of those things. So and anyway, so some of our friends like get in contact with us, and they're like, hey, so we're all thinking we should like meet up somewhere. And hang out and be together as a group so we get through this. Yeah. And so we follow through. Yeah. We meet up at a location, and then somehow we end up getting a phone call from friends of the group that are like, hey, a bunch of people are going to this place. Yeah. In another city in Montreal, and like we suggest we also go. Yeah. So then we go. We start driving. We drive the 2 hours there. Yeah. It's not that bad because from where we are, it's not that far. We get there, and then we've discovered that there's like hundreds of people there. Yeah. And we're like, this isn't good. This doesn't look good. Yeah. We need to find somewhere else to put all these people because we're in like this little townhouse. Yeah. And there's like 100 people there. Like this isn't good.
Our first thought was, okay, so there's a bunch of people here we know, but yeah, it seems like way too small of a space.
Right. Yeah.
To like maintain all of us.
Right. So then this is what follows through, right? So let me like crash course through this real quick. Now you can comment on it. Yeah. So then what ends up happening is that I like basically take one of our friends' trucks. Yeah. I take his kid with me because why not? Yeah. And I take Victor with me. So I'm like, yo, I'm like to my dad, yo, I stay here.
We mean like he's not so kid. He's like a teenager.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm like, hey, to my dad, we'll be right back. I'm gonna go scout out the area. Find a better spot because this is crazy. We can't hang out here. Yeah. And we're making way too much noise as it is. Anyway, so then we're driving around and we find a knife shop. Yeah. That happens to have swords in the back, which obviously super useful.
Well, first off, we enter the store and the store is ransacked.
Right, obviously. Well, that's what I was gonna get into. Yeah. Like I was gonna get into the detail of this. So we walk into the store, right? And we're like, a knife store, because bullets are useless nowadays. Because you run out of bullets, guns are just useless. Yeah. So I'm like, and also we live in Canada, so there's not that many guns lying around casually. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So then we walk into the knife store, and there's like all like those like glass box things. I forgot what they're called. Those like displays. Yeah. They're like all bashed in, all broken, just like total mayhem. And then I turn to look at my bro. I'm like, yo, maybe we should check the back. Like maybe they have some stock. We get into the back and we find like a collection of swords. Yeah. And then our friend, who I'm not going to name, he's like, yo, let's take the swords. Let's just go. Let's just take a bunch of swords and let's go. So we grab a bunch of swords. Yeah. We hit up a gas station to fill up the truck. Might as well. We also find some canisters to fill up more like gas. Mm-hmm. So we get a bunch of those. We fill those up. And so we start driving, and I'm like to my brother, hey, you think we should go by like the airport? Mm-hmm. I'm like, because if all goes like out the window, we should probably have a plane to just leave. Like we should just book it.
Not that one of us knows how to fly, but apparently Wi-Fi was still up.
I mean, the Wi-Fi was still up. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like that's the solution, right? So we get to the airport, and this ensues into probably the most gruesome thing I have ever lived in my entire life. Like, because I in a dream anyway, because it just becomes into like those scenes in a movie where it's just like a bloodbath with zombies. That's literally what it was like. Yeah, it was just total mayhem, total disaster. Like we're like
drenched.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get into too much detail because of YouTube. Because of YouTube. But it's pretty gruesome, and it's unbelievable. Anyway, so then. There's a hotel in the Montreal airport, the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Airport. Yeah. Right next to it, there's a Marriott. Yeah. A hotel, and then there's a top floor that I believe is a restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. At least in the dream, it was. Yeah. I don't actually know if it's like that because I've never actually been inside this hotel, mind you. Yeah. I don't know why this hotel was the spot in my brain, like it clicked.
But it just felt like
it just did. Anyway, but we end up like we're on our way to. Anyway, let me backtrack a little bit because I skipped something. Yeah. So after we hit up the gas station, you're like, hey, we should probably hit up a hospital to get medical supplies. And then our mutual friend goes, that's a good idea. We should do that. Yeah. So we end up, I believe, hitting up like a clinic or like some kind of like small hospital type place. And we also find an ambulance, like an abandoned ambulance there. We ransack the ambulance and then we run into this like clinic. And we grab just anything that looks useful. Yeah. And literally we walk in and our mutual friend, he goes, yo, look at all these like IV packs I found. He found like 12 of them. And we're like, yo, just take it. Just take all of it. Like, you don't know when you're going to need this stuff. Yeah. So you grab all this stuff and we're like putting everything in the truck, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we got like a big truck. So like it's like with the back, we can carry stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that happens before the mayhem at the airport. Mm-hmm. So we're clearing out the airport and I'm like, yo, let's go check out the hotel, the top floor. Walk into the hotel and it's already like the bottom floor is ransacked. Like it's just destroyed. Like people tore open like the couch cushions for some reason. Like I don't know. Yeah. Like that's just detailing that's there. And then we end up going. I'm like, yo, let's go to the top floor. So we go to the top floor and it's like empty. There's nobody there. And like the tables are all set up and like it's just
looks
like
fancy.
There's just like nobody was up there, right? It made no sense to me. I'm like, what's going on? And so we like walk around the entire floor and there's nobody there. I'm like to my brother, yo, this is the spot. This is where we need to be. There's food in here and there's fridges in here. Yeah. And they're fully stocked. Yeah. We need to monopolize this right now. Well, not monopolize. We need to take advantage of this. Yeah. So then I'm like, I look at you. I'm like, I'm like, let's go back real quick and then come back with everybody. Yeah. So we go back to the house, and I'm like looking at my dad. I'm like, yo, Dad, we found this spot. It's perfect. We'd all more than all of us would fit in there. Yeah. At which point, some other friends from Toronto up here. Yeah. They show up and we're like, yo, we're here. Someone called us. We're like, why are you here? Like, this is crazy. Like, you guys just drove like 7 hours to get here. Why are you here? You know, and it's like, and they're like, because they're from Toronto. So it's like even bigger area, more population. Also, Toronto.
Like, we were scared for our lives.
Yeah, so Montreal is also like a big area. Like, it's a bad idea to even be there. Like, we went from a smaller city to a bigger city. I don't know why the dream is doing this. Yeah. Anyway, so we get to the hotel. We're all like driving to the hotel. We look like a giant caravan at this point because like on the highway, it's just deserted. There's like people are trying to hide, people are trying to get away. Obviously, this is getting out of hand at this point. So anyway, we get to the hotel, and then we all make it to the top, and we're settling down, and I wake up. Yep, that's the end of the dream. I don't know what happens after that. And my brother's like, bro, you need to tap back into that, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how that works.
Go back into another dream.
I don't know how to tap back into my dreams.
Or just start writing off that, because honestly, you skipped a few details, but that's because we're going to make this episode a little bit short. Yep. But honestly, the way the story goes, with more detail, it could have honestly been an intro to a book.
Honestly, yeah.
Just like randomly, a family that is calm, living in their house, randomly gets an alert.
Like, also, I have to skip over certain details because, like, details are, like, personal things about certain people we know. Yeah. So, like, I can only explain it to you. I can't explain it to the audience because it's, like, that's too detailed.
I mean, like, you could... If you ever do end up writing a book on that, you could just give them a different name, same kind of character traits, base the character off
the people I know,
the people you know. But then again, you'd kind of stereotype how you see that person, so I don't really know how you'd feel.
Exactly right. So I can't do that anyway. But
maybe don't base the character off them, but just take inspiration from
certain
them.
Personality traits that portray. Like, I mean, you know, but yeah, it was crazy. I mean. Also, mind you, like because I'm not a big dreamer, this obviously caught me all off guard. Yeah. When I woke up, I was like, "Yo, bro, I gotta tell you this real quick before I forget." Like, this is crazy. But I think, like, from your perspective, you're like, "Yo, bro, like this needs to be like a movie or something."
It needs to be. I'd honestly make it into a movie, but I'd want it as a book first.
You know what? I think make a good anime.
You want to do that?
Make an anime.
A few people.
No, honestly, but it was crazy. I don't know. I think the other thing too is like the fact that like me and you, we have a lot of knowledge about a lot of random stuff. Like
I would call us a jack of all trades, but I feel like that's a little too
generalized.
Yeah, because like growing up, we touched into a lot of things growing up. Right. So like we like music. Yeah. Right. We know about cars. Right. We know about agriculture. Right. We know about engineering. We know about physics. We know we know a variety of things. And those are things that like you're like, "Oh yeah, you learned some of that stuff in school." But the thing is like we're so open to learning new stuff that we take sometimes out of our own daily lives and be like, yo, let me just like look this up, like see how this works.
Right. Yeah. Like I you've seen me like oftentimes like you'll come down here and like watching a YouTube video about like something. Like the other day you came down, I was watching a video on like how long it would take to colonize Mars and make Mars like Earth. Yeah. So like obviously that's super hypothetical.
I mean, I guess you could say we're nerds.
I mean, yeah.
Basically in like a variety of topics.
Right.
But yeah. So we just we know enough that if we were stuck on an island, we'd survive. We wouldn't die.
Right. Yeah. Obviously.
And I'm hoping all of you could too.
I mean, it really has to do with like the willpower to survive as well, right? Like, I remember when you haven't seen this movie yet. It's a movie we should watch together. It's called The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. He gets mauled by a bear. Yes. Anyway,
I know the whole premise of the movie.
There's a scene in the movie where he crawls into an animal.
Yes.
Like he cuts open the animal, he crawls inside.
Okay, you don't need to give a description. This is YouTube.
I know, right? So anyway, but right before it happened, I was watching this movie with my mom and my sister. I'm like, yo, this is what he's going to do. And my mom and my sister go, yo, that's gross. That I never. And then I'm like, it's either that or you freeze to death. 2 seconds later in the movie, that's what he's doing. Yeah. My mom was like, how did you? I'm like, it's what I would have done. And she's like, but how? I'm like, I learned that in school. And she goes, who taught you that in school? I'm like, I don't know. I think it was like a grade 7 or 8. I don't know. So someone mentioned that.
Teachers who drop random facts, honestly, the best.
Yeah, like
because
we both had a teacher who was a forester, and he explained how to plant trees so that they grow.
I didn't get explained that.
Okay, so he explained that to me and in a class. And then I was like, huh, that's interesting. You know what? That random factoid is like in my brain still. Yeah. I don't know why I remember.
Honestly, teachers who drop random facts that are actually kind of useful.
Right.
If you were ever in a survival case.
Right.
Like, love those teachers. Honestly, respect to all of you because otherwise I wouldn't know like half the facts I know.
Right.
Also, since like if they leave you just like wanting more, obviously you can go out of your own way to go learn more about it
and look that stuff
up.
That's
typically what we have.
Well, yeah. Well, also like I had a chemistry teacher who he would explain certain things and certain like chemical reactions by like physically showing it. Mm-hmm. Like I remember he dropped potassium into acid and it started like sparking and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And like typical stuff like that. But then he goes like one step further and explains like the potassium in the banana, like how much bananas you need to get like a little chunk of potassium.
Yeah.
And like. And like how the process of that would go and how it would work.
Yeah.
We're just all sitting there like, why would I ever need to know this?
Yeah, I know.
But like now I'm thinking about, I'm like, if I ever need potassium, and like I just need like 24 bananas, like it's crazy to think about. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I guess
I know that.
I guess I know. It's also like the process of removing oxygen from titanium.
Yeah.
Like to unbond the elements.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to know that? We watched a whole documentary in class on how to do that.
Yeah, see, like, honestly, there's so much stuff in our brains that are just unnecessary knowledge.
Right.
Truly. I'll probably never use half the knowledge I have.
Right.
But I have it. But we're going to ramp up the episode right here. And, so you look so confused.
I mean, I was just gonna keep going, but yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, sure, why not?
We're gonna end the episode here. If you guys want us to continue conversations like this, let us know in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, depending on the platform you're in. Check the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Share with your grandmother, share with your rooster, share with your donkey, share with your guitar, share with your, I don't know, Captain Crunch cereal.
Captain Crunch cereal.
Just share with everybody and everything you can, and we'll catch you guys next week on Monday Reacts.
Bye.
Peace.